Good morning. Today is the second Sunday in Lent, a time for both personal and communal reflection. It is a time to look deeply and with intention at the power of forgiveness in our own lives, in the life of our St. Joan of Arc community, and in the world. Let us enter the silence of a loving and forgiving God. This reading is adapted from the words of Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Forgiveness is the capacity to make a new start. When we forgive or are forgiven, we experience a powerful grace by which we are enabled to rise with dignity and begin anew. In the act of forgiveness and in the blessing of being forgiven, we are declaring our faith in the future of a relationship. We are declaring our faith in the capacity of human beings, including ourselves, to change. We are declaring our faith in a God whose love is never withheld or measured. We are declaring our faith in the Christ who pleaded from the cross, "Father, forgive them," and told us we have the power to do the same. At this time in our Lenten journey, we are in the midst of God's plan for the salvation of humankind, the Paschal journey fulfilled in the passion, death, resurrection, and ascension of Jesus Christ. During the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, we endured the loss of many of the ways we knew of being church. We created online gatherings for us to support each other, continued our ministries online, and worship together on our screens. When we began to feel like we had settled into new ways of being in community with one another, George Floyd was murdered. I remember online staff meetings when we asked the question, what do we do now? It was clear that going back to the way things were was not an option. And we, all of us, journeyed together as our beloved community of St. Joan of Arc, rejoicing in being together in the midst of uncertainty. As I reflect on today's first reading, I am drawn to God's promise to Abraham. I will make of you a new nation, and I will bless you so that you can be a blessing. We use the word blessing all the time. Blessings on your journey, blessings to you and yours. God bless you when you sneeze. And blessings, a single word I use to close my emails. Yet, what does it mean to be blessed by God? In Hebrew, blessings mean the idea of being strengthened by God's strength, with its root word meaning to kneel, praise, and salute. How do you experience the blessings of God's strength? When I answer this question, I feel the warmth of God's embrace that tightens around me during the past 2 years as I mourn the death of 2 of my closest friends. When the pain feels overwhelming, God's embrace gives me the strength to continue to do the hard work of healing. Like Abraham, God's strength reminds me I am not alone on this journey. I will bless you so that you can be a blessing. Forgiveness is a blessing. forgiveness from God, forgiveness of others, forgiveness for others, forgiving ourselves. As I once again speak the words of Archbishop Tutu, please listen to them with the ear of your heart and notice the words that speak deeply to you. Forgiveness is the capacity to make a new start. When we forgive or are forgiven, we experience a powerful grace by which we are enabled to rise with dignity and begin anew. In the act of forgiveness and in the blessing of being forgiven, we are declaring our faith in the future of a new relationship. We are declaring our faith in the capacity of human beings, ourselves included, to change. We are declaring our faith in a God whose love is never withheld or measured. We are declaring our faith in a Christ who pleaded from the cross, "Father, forgive them," and who told us we had the power to do the same. Yesterday, as a group of us gathered to discuss the virtue of forgiveness, we talked about how challenging it is to feel that we are forgiven by God, truly forgiven by God, and how challenging it is to forgive ourselves. Sometimes we are so ashamed for what we have done, it does not seem possible that we can be forgiven. Sometimes the pains and wounds of someone's words and actions cause us to question our worth as a human being. Sometimes the severity of the injury requires long-term therapy or a spiritual director. Sometimes forgiveness seems unfair. Sometimes the words and actions of our church cause us to question God's love for us and denies our worth as a child of God. Sometimes the injury requires us to forgive over and over again. And sometimes we forget the freedom that comes from forgiveness. Forgiveness is a fundamental characteristic of our relationship with God. During each Mass, we profess, "Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us." Let our daily bread fuel us with the blessing of God's strength, love, and grace. Let us take the blessings we receive and be a blessing to others through our words of compassion, a smile, our undivided attention and apology, our laughter, our touch, words of gratitude, our forgiveness. So before you close your eyes tonight, smile and remember how you were blessed by God and a blessing to others. Amen.